Would you like to know your future? They're all histories. You may have pondered what's in store for you and what to do about it. Our presentation involves a brave and ambitious man who will do predictions about his own future.
Will he make the right decisions concerning the prophecies? Does it even matter? Probably with us to start who I foresee scheming, murder, and pleasing what William Shakespeare did. When shall we meet again in thunder, lightning, or rain?
When the hurly burly sun, when the battle's lost and won.
That'd be the all-fair sun.
Where's the place?
Upon a heath.
Dare to meet Macbeth.
There is foul and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
Where are we? Some messages so far in that time. They were not like being the heavens of the earth. And yet are on it? Maybe you are on that many question.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Dane of Glom.
All Macbeth, hail to thee, Dane of Cornwall.
Or hail Macbeth and shall be forgiven.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail. In King Macbeth was the Dane of Gloms and the Dane of Surrey. The Dane Condor, but sir not the king, but lo, news from messenger from the king.
Keep waving from him. Call thee Dane of Cawdor.
What? That must be true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in bald robes?
But it was true. Macbeth is now Thane of Cawdor. The witch's prophecy had come true. The idea of also becoming king intrigues him, but he says nothing as King Duncan can do.
Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires.
Lady Macbeth receives a letter from Macbeth informing her of the predictions, and that King Duncan is coming to visit. She likes the idea of her husband becoming king and plots to murder King Duncan, but worries that her husband is too fearful to carry it through. Glom thou art, and Cawdor shall reap what thou hast promised. Yet do I fear that nature is too full of wicked human kindness to cast it in we will proceed no further in this business. If we shall fail, we fail for its clear consistency in place. We will not fail.
Thus shot by his wife, Macbeth proceeds to murder his guest, the king. In his sleep, he returns with a guilty punishment.
Make that our boys cry, sleep no more, Macbeth has murdered you. First thing will I go, look on it again, I dare not. Give me that, you're sitting in a bed of fixes. Sit down, title, for the pit them. If you do bleed, I will kill the pit of the doing it down, but in the sea with them.
When the king is discovered murder, his guards are blamed. When the king is discovered murder, his guards are blamed. Macbeth orders Banquo to be killed to assure his royal ascent. He is quiet with guilt and sleeplessness.
Is this a dagger I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me flash you. I have you not, and yet I see you still. Art thou for a dagger of the mind? Macbeth returns to the witches for advice, finding them in a game. The witches suffer apparitions to warn Macbeth to be well lit up. Another spirit announces that none of them will harm him, and that he will be defeated when a local forest arrives in his castle.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poison and trust road, toad that under cold sun, days and nights 31. Sweltered venom sleeping God, boiled out first in tongue Tongue and Dog, Ada Sport from Robinson, Lucius Pleasant, Alice Peace, Flora Charmer, Powerful Triple, Like a Hellbar, Falling Bow.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Scare Dragon, Tufu Wolf, Witches Mummy, Mongoose, Ugly Raven, Rusty Shaw, Wolf, Hemlock, Demon and Dog, Liver, Blasphemy, June, God, and Gold, Zipziboo, Zilla in the Moons of Cliffs, Rose of Token, Tarzan, I did see Heavy Charges, but wins for our cauldron.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burning, cauldron bubble.
Got a prickly on my thumb, something with consistent comes, Open Box, Forever Knots.
Hey now! How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is it you do?
Save the hash, rabbit hair from our mouth or from masters.
Oh, let me see you. Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth! Beware Macduff! Beware the fan of fight! Dismiss me! Enough!
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Lay up the skull of the power man, for now one born shall harm Macbeth.
The best I never be baby is the great Durham wood too high. That shit shall come and kiss us.
Macbeth gains confidence because he is certain that every person is born from a woman, and that a forest would not arrive at his castle.
Still, he's on edge, and his nervous state is compounded by the adaptation of his wife. So bright. No, that was the queen, my lord, is dead. She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. And all our yesterdays are flights and fools. The way to dusty death. Ow! Ow! Breathe!
In the meantime, Macduff and his helpers are using branches and twigs from burning forest to cover themselves to approach Macbeth's castle.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move. Liar, slave! Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 9 you may see it coming, I say a moving grove. So say.
Thou bloody villain, then terms can give thee out.
I bear talk not which must not yield to what a woman born.
Spare thy charm and let thou angel whom thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped. Wow.
I will not yield. 3 Burnham will be come to destiny, and thou post, being of no one born, yet I will try to last. But for my body I throw my word I shall. Lay on me though, and be him that first class. Hold enough!